Welcome to Kerah Speaks, where the truth runs deep. Faithful, healed, and free. Real talk, real growth. Let the Spirit speak, stories that set you free. Becoming who you're meant to be. Welcome to the conversation. Kerah Speaks.
Welcome back to another episode of Kerah Speaks. As you can see, we are doing something different here. First of all, I need y'all to subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. And you see that ticker across the screen, kerahspeaks.com. You can get my merch. You can get my new book, Healing Cost Me Everything, right here. Okay. If you hadn't got it yet, make sure that you go and cop that. Also, hit the QR code right here. Yeah, hit the QR code that you can go ahead and it'll take you straight to the website. But we got all that out of the way. Let's go ahead and get into what this is about. As you can see, we are in a different location. We are in our final destination. We are finally settled. I moved into my new place. I told y'all in a few last episodes that I sold my house and now I am settled. And I could not be happier. So this is the place from now on. This is the background that you're going to see. This is my spot. And I don't know, maybe I'll do a little tour later. But we are kicking off something new. I'm introducing what is called the Calling series, where I have real conversations with different creators. And we're going to be talking about less about what they do, but why they do what they do when they feel like they are called to do what they do. Sometimes, we wait until we feel ready, until we feel like everything makes sense, or when we're qualified. But we do know that he does not call the qualified, he qualifies the call. And sometimes you got to just move according to purpose and obedience, and you can't wait till everything is right. It's got to be right for you. So this is just a real conversation with people who are building from purpose and from faith in real time. And I could not think of a better person than to start this series off than with my boy, Justin Baines. He has been my number one supporter since day one. He always been supporting me. If I was doing anything, Justin was gonna repost, just whatever it was. And if you know anything about me prior to Kerah Speaks, we've been doing a lot of Alabama sports. But he does a lot of other things as well too. So I want to go ahead and get into the conversation with him. He is the creator behind Sports Talking with JB. He's a music artist, official media for Alabama State sports. And he's building something over there that is really gaining momentum. So today we're going to talk to him about what he's doing and who he has become to get here. So tell us a little bit about yourself, JB. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are.
Well, thank you so much, Kerah, for that wonderful introduction. Normally, I'm on the other side as being the host and running the stream and things of that nature. I'm the guest tonight, so I'm real
That's
comfortable.
right.
I'm chilling tonight. This is gonna be a great conversation. Once again, thank you so much for the introduction and for me being your first guest on what you doing right now. It's an honor and a privilege to be doing this. So my name is JB, Justin Baines. This is short for my government. And as Kerah mentioned, I do sports. Sports Talk with JB is my YouTube channel. That's my podcast that we've done 6 full seasons of that. I think about 3 going to the 4th year on YouTube. I've been covering Alabama State going on 3 years now. Started doing Alabama stuff. We'll get into all that later. I've done music for over 20 years since I was a teenager, and just an everyday guy, man. I work, I go home, I take care of business, and I do what I do when I can do it. So
You say you've done music for 20 years. 20 years. Yeah. What made you transition into creating content?
All right, so the content thing came about, as a lot of people's content came about during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Now we can go back and look at this. Where I actually started my podcasting in 2019, right before the pandemic hit. But I wasn't on YouTube yet. I was doing the Spotify and the Apple. You can listen to it. So I was doing that, and I did that for a couple of years. Just recording my podcast, doing the edits, and putting it out so everybody can listen to it, because I like to do that. Like I was doing that. I listened to like the sports radio and things like that, listening in my headphones in the car. So that came about from me just liking to talk about sports. I love sports. I love football. Basketball is my favorite. And I just think I know the game. I don't think it. I know it. I know the
Yeah.
game. And
Yeah.
they say a lot of people, it's a myth out there saying if you never played sports, then you don't know the game. That's not true. Because it's a
Right.
lot of people who really know the game who didn't play sports. So I just want to put that out there. But the content, you gotta kind of go with what's going. You know what I'm saying? You gotta.
Yeah.
It's like it's needed right now, because if you don't put content out there, if you don't make reels and chop your videos up along with doing your live shows, and consistency is
Yeah.
the key. People are not going to be checking for you, and
That's
people are
right.
just going to scroll right by you. You just got to keep being consistent. And I've learned that over the past 5-6 years doing sports content. You have to be consistent. You have to get an audience what they want. You know what I'm saying? You have to do that. So yeah, and it's just the new way of the world. It's the new way of the world, whether we like it or not. I have to get on TikTok. I've been fighting that urge. I don't really want to get on TikTok here, but I feel like I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
But as you know, it's a lot of ways to promote yourself on social media.
Yeah.
So the content, it's just me doing it because I have to, right?
Mhm.
I love talking about sports. I love talking to people. I love just doing what I'm doing. And I do this. I don't really, it's not my official job.
Right.
My 9 to 5, I do that, every day, Monday through Friday. That's how I pay my bills. That's how, I survive. This
Mhm.
is pretty much freelance, not getting paid. I don't work for a company. I actually built my own company, and I'm sure we'll get into that too. But
Yeah.
that is the foundation. So I have my own foundation laid, and I'm just trying to grow it, man. And it's really gonna grow by people that's loyal,
Yeah.
loyal fans, like friends. Like you said, me and you, we go back. I support you, you support me, and
Mhm.
that's kind of how you grow things organically. So
Yeah.
I'm all for the organic growth of whatever I'm doing. I don't want no fake bots or none of
Yeah.
that. I don't want none of that. I
It's
want
easy to
all
fall
mine
into
to be,
that.
all mine needs to be organic. So that's the uphill battle we climb, just trying to get things to grow like that.
Yeah. So with that, considering that you did music for so long, I know, because it sounds like content creation is your passion. And if you did music for 20 years, that's a passion too. So did you transition away from music? Do you still do music?
That's a question. That's a good question, because that's my first love, music. That was my
Mhm.
first love. I started doing music junior high. I started getting serious with it. Like I played around with it in the junior high school. I started getting serious with it after that. But my uncle really was a rapper. I grew up in the
Mm.
house with my uncle, my cousins, my grandmama. So I used to watch my uncle, write his raps, and I used to want to go to the studio with him. And then when I got of age, like 16, I started going to the studio. And
Mhm.
I remember vividly before I got 16, when I was probably in maybe 8th, 9th grade, I would go, and when we had tape decks, you
Mm.
remember the radio, you would have the speaker and you would record what's on the radio with the tapes,
Yeah.
right?
Hey, you showing our age a little bit.
Yeah, man, come on, we gotta go back now. We talking about mid to late 90s. So we gotta go back a
Yeah.
little bit now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
So this probably about 98, 99. I say about 99. Okay, so I wanted to rap so bad, and nobody would take me to the studio. So I went to my grandmama's shed in the backyard, and I just needed a place where nobody was at. It's quiet. It was hot summertime and they're sweating. So I would take the radio, play the beat on the radio, take the little small radio and record my vocals. And I made my first mixtape in my grandmama's shed at about 14 years old, just rapping on the instrumentals and rapping in the speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that. And then I started like dubbing the tapes, like making copies of the tapes and making my own tapes, taking them to school. Hey, I got this mixtape, you know, just doing it like that. So that was my beginning.
Yeah.
Just it's something about hearing yourself on a record.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hearing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I fell in love with that part. Then when I finally got to the studio and official studio, I fell in love with that. Just going in there. And I don't know, I just grew and I always thought I was good, but the older I got, the more mature I got, I just felt like it became a passion. It became something that drove me. Like, and you can see the growth throughout my younger years. And I feel like my peak was probably, I don't want to say when my peak was, but I had periods of a peak. Like I had a good little peak when I was like 20, 21 years old. I was hot and I was doing all the good music. And, you know, then I had another peak when I was like 25, 26. And then I had another one when I was like 30. So I had periods where I was at my best. When I was younger, I was really out there. I mean, I was really getting to it. I was going, you know, city to city, club to club, whoever would allow me to perform, whoever would put me on the show. We had this is when I was recording mixtapes and albums and, you know, had stuff on the radio and just doing it. Back in the mixtape era, we was out in the street hand to hand, you know, pressing up CDs, coming all this out of pocket expense. So I learned the hard way how it works. You have to put your blood, sweat, tears, and your money into it if you're gonna do anything. So I just fell in love with the process. I fell in love with the process, man. It's kind of like LeBron James say. Well, LeBron James, he's one of my favorites, but he always say, I know when to hang it up when I start falling in love with the process. When doing everything the same way for so many years. But it's a little different with music because the times have changed. I've lived through like 3 different eras of music. I've been through the part where you was rapping to somebody, just trying to get your music played on the radio or trying to get signed by somebody, to somebody give you a chance. Then it was the mixtape era, kind of the do-it-yourself era, when you was out there hand in hand with the people, you know, trying to, you know, do it your own way. Now it all has switched to the digital. Everything's digital. No more CDs. You have to go viral. You have to do all this stuff digitally. And I really couldn't get with that. So I kind of like backed back and kind of bowed out a little bit. But I might start cooking back up soon. I'm on the fence right now, but I did bow out a few years ago because I felt like I'm getting too old for this shit, Kerah. And I had my sports talking with JB thing going, so it was a lot.
Yeah. So when you had to bow, was there any grief that you had letting go of music or putting it on pause? Because you said it was your first love. So, you know, when you kind of let go of something that you have a passion for, because, you know, you got it out the mud, you transition, you saw how music changed over the years and all that discipline. And then all of a sudden you just switch into content creation. So did you feel any grief when you had to kind of put it down for a minute?
It was a struggle. It was a turning point that came about, and because I took little minor breaks here and there, but it was a trip in 2022. I'm sorry. I took a trip to Houston. I went to this music conference, the summer 22, and I saw how different everything has changed, and I kind of lost my hunger for it. It was kind of a reality check for me, like, okay. So I had to do it this way. I got to do this, and this just to get heard, just to get seen. And I wasn't really trying to do all that. I just wanted somebody to hear my music, and I wanted to get my music to the right people. I didn't want to get my music out for the young people and trying to go viral. And I was at the point where, okay, at that time, I think I was like 36, 37. I'm at the point where I just want to do it for the love. And if I can make a little money doing it, it's good. But all that trying to be famous and go viral and be a superstar, I was dead on that. I was done with that. So
Mhm.
I felt like if it's gotta be this way, then I don't want it because I'm doing it for all the wrong reasons. So I kind of after that, I just say, you know what? I did my last album. I said this is it for me, and I haven't been in the studio since 2022.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow. So yeah, you all in now. You all in with the content creation.
yeah. I mean, it kind of came to me, and I
Yeah.
just, you know, I always think whatever I do, I know I can do it, and I know I'm good at it. Because if I
Mhm.
wasn't good at it, I wouldn't do it. So,
Mhm.
and it came to a point where I just didn't think about it anymore. I still get
Mhm.
the urge. I still, jot down stuff here and there. I still have ideals, but
Mhm.
man, we getting old. We got responsibilities. We got things we have to do. So, and it's not about being famous anymore. It's just about okay, getting my music to the people with the right ears and get my audience to listen to what I did. That's all I
Mhm.
really wanted to do.
So how do you feed that passion now that you're no longer making music? Because when you're in the like making music, for instance, that's you get a lot of room to create. You can
Yes.
make certain beats and you can make things sound a certain way. You can use your voice, to write these lyrics. And so what do you do now to, feed that hunger you got to create?
Ah, so I got a protege. Decal. He goes by Decal. He's been rocking with me for a long time. He actually watched me because he's a little younger than me. So he watched me go through this stuff. Me coming up, he wanted to rap because of me.
Mm,
So and right now, at the point in his life, he's older, he's mature, he makes the music that people need to hear. So I'm all in with him. I'm all behind him. He
okay.
keeps he keeps trying to bring me out of retirement. He keeps trying. He picks at me every day. He sends me stuff. He's trying to get me out of retirement. I may do something. I can't promise it, but I may do something. But yeah, I think that kid needs to be heard. He needs to have the recognition. So I'm all behind him 100%.
Okay.
And who knows? Because I have my own future star entertainment. So
Yeah.
I just don't want that hassle of trying to find talent because these young guys, they don't. You already know, man. It's hard dealing with some of these young people. It's hard. My son has never told me he wanted to rap. I'm about to have a 16-year-old in a few months. He's
Yeah.
never told me anything about rapping. He's a sports kid, so we
Uh-huh.
gonna rock with the sports. But I don't know if I have the urge, I may get back out there and do
Yeah.
something. It just depends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So transitioning to the sport, since you said that,
Mhm.
since you was talking about how you was out there grinding and giving people your mixtape and just having that discipline and that tenacity to do something that you love. How do you feel like what you learned from being a music artist for 20 years, how do you think that translate now that you create sports content?
It's all about feeding the people.
Mhm.
I say you got to give the people what they want, and you have to be interactive with people.
Mhm.
Like, for instance, Alabama State had an event this past weekend, and I felt the love from the people, and I've been feeling that more and more that I'm out there. But every time I go to a game or some kind of event,
Mhm.
somebody comes up to me and they say, "Hey, man, I really enjoy what you do with the podcast. I'm a big fan." And it's humbling, but it's a
Mhm.
great feeling to know strangers because some of these people I've never known. I don't
Yeah.
know these people. I've never seen them. They recognize me from watching my YouTube show. Some people are the parents of kids that play on the football team, so they
Mhm.
watch. But they showed me so much love. And I also had people. My good friend Jocelyn Thomas, she came down. My
Shout
guy
out to
Trey,
Jocelyn.
yes, Trey, Brinsky Sharp. Like people came down just to support. They came
Wow.
down to work with me. Okay, I'm gonna take the photos for you. I do the videos for you. I'll pass out some of your flyers and your wristbands for you. Try to tell people This is the guy
Yeah.
y'all need to be listening to and watching for your Alabama State content. And it felt so good to have
Mm.
people to support you. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Alabama State too, because they've been giving me
Yeah.
a lot of support. They have given me pretty much the green light to do my content. You know, I can
That's
interview players, coaches, come to all the events. Guy told me, shout out to Cyrus Russ. I went to the basketball coaches press conference the other day. I walk up to the door and the lady was like looking for a ticket or something to get me in. He was like, hold on, he's good. He's official working media. Let him in.
yeah.
And it made me feel so good. You know, I was like,
It's
man,
validation.
never been recognized like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely validation. So everything is still growing, it's still coming
Mhm.
about. This is like my third year covering Alabama State. I did do Alabama content. And that's how we did it together,
Mhm.
Kerah, you know that.
Yeah.
And I was on Bama Standard, and I was on a couple more shows. But
Mhm.
the reason in Alabama, I kind of put that to the side. I got tired of being denied, so
Yeah.
I just went with. I'm from Montgomery. I went to Alabama State. I'm here. It makes sense. It
Yeah.
made sense. They embrace me, and
Mhm.
I love it. I love doing what I'm doing. I don't get paid yet, but
Yet.
but I love what I'm doing. You gotta love it to do something you're not getting paid for.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. And getting that recognition and that support from people because they don't have to support you. I think that's the thing that sometimes it always just blows my mind when strangers support you. Like
Yeah,
when strangers bought my book, just like they don't have to. They don't have to, but people see something in you that makes them want to support you and just show up for you.
yes.
And sometimes when you're starting out doing something in the beginning, there is no applause there,
Mm-hmm.
because don't nobody know you, but the only thing is that this is what you're supposed to be doing. Like for you, for Alabama State, it all just kind of fell in your lap. It worked out for you because that's what you were meant to be doing. When you start out doing something and you expect a certain audience or you expect a certain recognition in the beginning and you don't get it, sometimes that can deter people from wanting to even to keep
Mm-hmm.
going. So what kept you consistent even before you started to get that recognition?
Man, it was my supporters. It's hard to get support these days because
Hmm.
everybody's trying to do something. Everybody's trying
Yeah,
to do this and this.
yeah.
So it's just some good people. I've been blessed to have some good people in my corner who has been, supporting me. And you start off with 5, 10 people that
Yeah.
consistently watch, and then it grows to like 20, 30, and then you finally start to see more eyes on you. You see new people coming. You see your day
Hmm.
one people telling their people, and you
Hmm.
see the growth. So of course the growth kind of keeps you going, but at the beginning it's kind of difficult because you start doing your shows, you only got 20 people watching, like you feel some
If
kind of
that.
way. You feel some kind of way, yeah. So it's like, yeah, and I feel like I still got a lot of growth to go,
Hmm.
but I'm on a great trajectory because I see an uptick. I see an uptick,
Hmm.
and people. It's a demand.
Yeah.
It went from being a choice. It went from being something. Maybe I'll go live today, maybe not. But like I said earlier, consistency is the key.
Hmm.
If you're gonna
Hmm.
do a show Sunday night, Wednesday night, this time, you better do it that time. You better do it each and every week, unless you got a real valid excuse why you're not doing it. Or people they're gonna question you. Oh, is he for real? Is he really doing this? So it's all
Mhm.
about consistency and your small group of people that it doesn't take a lot. It
Yeah.
doesn't take a lot. It's a small group of people. Get them in your corner. They rocking with you. It's gonna grow. It's gonna take off. So that's why all I can say about that.
Mhm.
So it just kept me going. It kept me
Yeah.
going. It's the love of it. Because if I didn't like it, if I didn't love what I'm doing, if I just say, it's okay, it's like just something to do. People look at
Yeah.
it as hobbies. I
Yeah.
look at the hobby as a job, a commitment.
Yeah,
When I
I
say
agree.
I'm doing the whole season, I'm committed. I'm doing the
Yeah.
whole season, no matter what happens. So
Oh,
that's
and
how
that
it
was
is.
my thing too. When I started this channel and when I wrote a book, I stress to, well, not stress because I ain't even in the business of explaining no more. But in my mind, like, this is not a hobby. Like, this is who I am at this point. Like, this is a part of my life. And if you are not focused on what you want to do, just like you said, if you're not consistent and if you're not disciplined enough to stay with it, especially if this is something that you have a passion for, then that outside noise can start getting to you. And if you don't take it serious, nobody else is going to take it serious.
Right.
Um, and especially with the lack of support in the beginning, how do you handle people, who don't support you at first?
Ooh, you kind of so I just say ignore it, man,
Yeah.
because you really beating a dead horse. If people don't support you, you keep begging for support. That's one thing about me. I've
Mhm.
learned that I'm not gonna beg nobody to support me.
Yeah.
If you support me, I appreciate you. You have
Yeah.
to appreciate the ones that do support,
That's right.
so they feel good about supporting you.
That's right.
The people who don't support you, it's probably some envy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because they see it. Kerah, you know what I'm talking about.
I
They'll
do.
see what you're doing,
I do.
scroll right by, they'll probably watch it. Won't hit no like button, won't hit no share, no comments. You know how it go, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, I really I stopped caring.
Mhm.
I only care about who supports me. And when they acknowledge it, I acknowledge them back. And
Mhm.
that fulfills me. Even if it's a few people that supports me and they tell me I'm doing a great job and keep doing what you're doing and telling other people to support me.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing when people can do that out of the goodness and kindness of their heart
Mhm.
without you having to do something for them or pay them money or do, things of that
Mhm.
nature. They just doing it because they really like what you're doing and they're really supportive. And it's
Yeah.
not hard to do. Like you say, I watched the video with you. You was like, it take 2 seconds to hit the like button, hit share button.
Yeah. Yeah.
I seen a dude video, I think it was on IG. He was like, they made this repost button just for y'all to share content. You ain't even got to do nothing else. You just hit
It's
repost.
half a second to repost. And
Yeah, and
you know what I think it is though, Justin? I'm gonna tell you what I really think it is. When people who know you and won't repost, won't support, is because they have you in a box and they don't want to see you outside of outside of what their perspective of you is. So when they see you doing things, they don't want that follow number to get any bigger because that will blow up the narrative that they have in their mind, the image in their mind of what they think about you. So, in order for them to gain control over their perspective, they got to keep scrolling as if that's going to stop some, as if their lack of support is going to stop you from growing. But
yeah.
what I have learned is, like you said, you just got to ignore it and pay more attention to the people who do support you. I think in
Mhm.
this season of my life right now, I'm just practicing gratitude. Instead of thinking about where I wish I could be or what I don't have, I'm just really appreciating what I have now. Even when I was talking about in a video before, just like when I sold my house, I wanted to
Mhm.
release the house with gratitude and not release it like you just trying to throw something away. And I think that's the same thing. And whenever you're doing something with purpose, you got to be in it. You do it well while you are in it. You steward whatever you're doing, do it well. So when the big things come, you will be able to know how to handle that.
Right, right. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
You are like I don't know, you giving a lot of game out. I had to tell you that you give a lot of game out because some of the stuff you say it hits me, and I let you know.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
do.
man, you talking to me, or I'm in the same situation. So
Yeah.
it's always good to have people like that, and people like you are needed as well because you'll have people rethinking their whole life sometimes. I mean, seriously. It's good to have that though. It might be something that triggers you, and you
Yeah.
have like, hold on, I'm doing this wrong, or I need to stop doing this.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
You know,
Absolutely.
that was the whole point of, creating this channel. I think, like when you were talking about when you go live, only 20 people being there. When I went
Yeah.
live one time, I think it was like five. Sometimes I get 3 views or 5 views. But
Yeah.
then again, talking about that gratitude and being in the moment, maybe one out of them three might needed to hear what I was saying in one of those videos. And when I started this whole thing, like my prayer was, I just want to, if I just help one person, if one person gets something out of this, I have done my job. That's why, the name of this brand is, faithful, healed, and free, because it was because of my faith why this whole thing started in the first place. And that is my anchor. So what does your faith look like in the process? Because you said you're in love with the process. So how does your faith anchor in that?
Okay, it's like when you're in love with something, it's hard to let it go. Right?
Hmm.
It was difficult to let music go, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to that because I still get people to this day. I got music that's 10, 15 years old. People still listen to, and they would tell me, "This song really touched me.
Mm,
This song really touched. I'm going through this, and this song really spoke to me, and I appreciate you for doing this." And it's a song I did 15 years ago.
mm,
So, and when I hear that, it means a lot because I put my love into that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Just like when I'm doing all these live shows and doing all this. So I really put my dedication into it. When I go to these games, I'm taking notes. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually giving you guys a breakdown. I'm doing the right things to keep people coming back.
Hmm.
Because if you just get on there talking some bull jive, anybody can do that.
Yeah.
Anybody can do that. Yeah. So why would I need to listen to this dude? He ain't even got no notes for me. He ain't got no information for me. He ain't got nothing interesting for me but his opinion. So
Hmm.
when you doing, it depends on what you're doing. When you're doing sports media content, you got to have some facts to go with your opinions. You got to have something to give the people that they can't get anywhere else. So that way, I love doing that. I
Hmm.
love giving people the information. I love just doing the work. I love doing
Right.
it. I love taking my notes. I love going to these games and meeting these people. It's a grind.
Hmm.
It's a grind. People may think it's only just he just going to the game to have fun, chill, kick back.
No, it's
You do
work.
a little bit of that, but when it's go time, you got to go. I mean, imagine. I don't know if you ever been like in the press box. How when the game, man, I'm taking the notes. I'm play by play, play by play. You got to
Yeah.
be quick with it. You got to do it
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
don't want to mess up. So, and the same thing with music, you have to be precise with it. If I'm working on this song and I want everything to be right. Sometimes I might have to go back over and change a line or two. I'm in the studio. I want to hear it back a few times. I want to make sure everything is right. And when it's out there, you get your validation when the finished product is out there and
Hmm.
people embrace it.
Hmm.
So that's the validation part, but the love comes in the work. The love comes in the work. So I'm not going to do anything, like I said, stuff that I have to pay for to
Yeah.
do, or I don't get paid to do it. It's not really work. Is you doing something, you getting a paycheck. That's work,
Hmm.
right? What we're doing, if and we're not getting paid for, you put your money into it. It's a passion.
Hmm.
It's a passion.
Hmm.
So that separates the two for me. My 9 to 5 is my work. I go clock in, do what I got to do, and I clock out. I get paid at the end of the week. Doing this media stuff right now is free. It's not work because I'm not getting a paycheck. I get a little
Yeah.
YouTube money, a little donation from somebody, but other than that, I'm putting my money into it. You got to pay to stream it.
Hmm.
You got to print up flyers and all this merch and all that
It
stuff.
that and see, that's what people don't understand. When you are creating, it costs money. These things cost
Yeah.
money. So if you're gonna do it, if you're a creator, whether you make music, whether you do content, whether you paint, take pictures, to go after your dreams cost money. And
Yep.
you have to have a 9 to 5 to support your dream sometimes until you can make
Right.
the money. And sometimes it can get very discouraging when you realize and then you start comparing yourself to other people. Well, they got this and I ain't
Yep.
got that. I need to get this. I gotta get a better camera. I gotta get a better light. I gotta do all these things. You start focusing on the wrong thing and you start taking away from your passion. And
Mhm.
when you do that, you start to you start to lose faith, and you start to doubt, like, is this what I'm really supposed to be doing? So you got to have something to lean on when those moments come. So what does JB lean on when things get hard? Because you've been grinding for a while, and
Yeah.
in real time, and things are starting to blossom, but I know eventually you want to get paid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what do you lean on when things get hard?
To be honest, I take a lot of notes. I write things down to myself sometimes. Right.
Hmm.
And I set goals. They may be small goals, short-term goals. I kind of
Hmm.
try to keep track of things. I do a lot of note taking for some reason. I always do that.
Yeah.
And it's just something to go back to. But I just kind of lean on that and lean on, hope, like faith and
Hmm.
determination and
Yeah.
things of that nature. Like, I'm a determined individual. If I put my mind to do something, I'm gonna do it. And
Yeah.
however it turn out is how it turn out. But
Hmm.
if I sign up for it, I'm gonna do it, man. It's sometimes like you say, it's demoralizing when you do something for so long and you don't get the
Hmm.
results you want.
Yeah.
But I've learned to don't. It used to bother me though. It used to bother me doing my music. I went through depression, man. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm doing this good. I'm doing all this. I'm doing everything. What am I doing wrong? Why is people not buying it? Why is people not listening? Why am I not getting booked for this show or this show? Why is
Hmm.
this clown who making this bullshit
Hmm.
music?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of you started questioning yourself
Yeah.
instead of looking in the mirror and
Hmm.
just focusing on yourself. Because if
Hmm.
you focus on what you're doing and don't worry about what everybody else doing, you can't worry about it. That's what some people do. A lot of people do this, not some. A
Hmm.
lot of people in the
Yeah.
world, no matter what they're doing, you're always worrying about what the other person doing. Just
Yeah.
look in the mirror, worry about what yourself gonna do, worry about how you're gonna be successful in whatever you're doing, and just be determined to do it. And that's what I've
Yeah.
been doing for so long, even though I'm still not where I want to be.
Hmm.
It's determination that has still kept me rolling that whole time.
What do you feel like you called to do?
Man, sometimes I just feel like I'm just called to just live my life, be comfortable, take care of my kid.
Yeah.
Uh man, I used to think I was here to be a family guy, but I don't have a family. I don't
Mhm.
have like the wife and the kids and the dog. I don't
Yeah.
have that. But man, I want to see my son be successful. At
Yeah.
this point in my life, I want he's about to grow up and a couple more years he'll be grown up and go to college and you know play sports and do his thing. So I want to be there for that. But I don't know, man. I want to say the sports thing that I'm doing.
Hmm.
I think it's something bigger for me with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really do.
I do too. I see you. I
Yeah,
see you. I see this as a launch pad to be something much bigger, because the way that it took off, the way that it did, that's not for nothing. That's
yeah,
not
that's
for
true.
no reason.
Yeah,
It is definitely ordained what you're doing, because
yeah,
this is how I know when something is meant for me. When doors just start opening without me having to put in effort, that's how I know is right. And I'm pretty sure you probably got you could probably testify that that has been happening for you. Like things just it started to just open for you, and you have to do just like that incident with the guy. He just, oh no, he's media. Like
yeah.
you ain't say nothing.
I just
When
showed
people
up.
start speaking for you, speaking exactly when you feel like, oh, this is what I'm doing, like I'm media. But when people start speaking for you before you even open your mouth,
Mhm.
that that's from somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You on point with it because I have my plans. Sometimes your plans don't go the way you want them to go, but it'll go the
Yeah,
way God wants it to go for you.
yeah,
And whatever direction you thought you may go, it may be a fork in the road that's still you left or right. You just got to keep going. You can't back up. And I
yeah.
always say, I got this song when I was like, you can't make a U-turn because if you making a U-turn, you going back to the bullshit you was just at. You trying to get
Mhm.
away from it. So
Yeah.
why would I turn around to go backwards? Where
Mhm.
I can move forward, I can either make a left, right. I mean, if you're going somewhere, why are you turning around?
Mhm.
If you on the way to a destination, you should not be turning around unless you left something and you going back to get it, and then you going back on the road.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So after, doing music for all those years, the ups and the downs, going through depression, coming out of that, who have who have you become through this entire process?
I become a more peaceful guy.
Mhm.
I become just a more peaceful person. Less stressful, less
Mhm.
stressed. I got a few little grades, so it may look like they come from stress, but no, I think it come from old age. I'm just getting older.
You don't, but you don't, y'all ain't even gonna, y'all wouldn't even know how old he is if you looked at him. He
Yeah.
looked younger than me, but he older than me. By the way, just
Oh,
for the record,
yeah,
he
I'm,
is
I'm
much
older
older
than
than
you
me.
by a little bit, by a little bit. But yeah, I mean, man, I would like to say people that question to answer that question, man. I just feel like I'm more calm now. I'm more calm, and I don't let things get to me like they used to get to me.
Mhm.
I've never been an angry guy by no means, but I used to let stuff get me down.
Yeah.
I used to let if it didn't go my way, if it didn't happen when I wanted it to happen, I would get down in the dumps about it. Like I
Mm.
say, you get depressed about just some simple stuff. I started thinking about like, man, why am I so depressed? Why am I so down on myself? Why am I so upset about something so minute
Mhm.
that all you gotta do is go to sleep, wake up, it'll be a new day tomorrow. You be blessed that you woke up the next day and you can do it again or you can try it
Yeah.
again. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I have a better peace of mind right now. Um, and I still have a clear focus. Like whatever I want to do, like the sports talking with JB, I'm focused. I have
Yeah.
a plan for things, right? I have to balance this with my personal life. Of course, you have to balance that. But
How did you
also
get
you
to
have
this place? How did you go from, getting upset to every little thing to being like, whatever? Was it just time and age, or did you go through something?
I don't know. I can probably time and age and probably just I don't know, just tired of I don't know. That's good. I don't know when it happened. A lot of it happened when that Houston trip. I'm telling you, I think something
Mm.
happened on that Houston trip.
It
I went.
shifted you mentally.
It did, man, because I went down there. I was going. I really didn't know what I was going into. I
Mhm.
signed up for it. I had me some music. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go down here and see what can I do. Like, what do I have to offer now?
Yeah.
And when I got there and I saw how different everything was, and I saw like, man, this a young man. Like all these young people out here doing this, and like, man, I ain't got the energy. I ain't got the energy for this.
Mm.
I had like a bad headache one night after a whole day of stuff, and I said, man, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
a
came
sign
back.
right there. You ain't had no
Yeah,
peace.
man. Come on, man. I came back. I said, you know what? I'm about done with this. And I kind of wrapped up and did what I had to do. But now, I mean, like I say, music is always gonna be my first love. Always gonna be my first love. So it's nothing for me to get back into it. I just gonna anything I do, and I look at it now, anything I do, I'm gonna do it my way.
Yeah.
No matter what, I'm gonna do it my way. So
Yeah.
and I'll be comfortable with that, saying that okay, I did this my way, no matter how it turned out. I didn't do it the way somebody told me to do.
That's
I didn't
right.
do it the way trying to follow a trend. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do it the way I want to do it and be comfortable with the results.
That's right. Honor yourself. Because when you in the creative process, when you create anything for yourself, you got to honor yourself. Because
Yes.
if you try to do it the way everybody else say do it, you're gonna look back and like, that's not me. That ain't what
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do. That's why I don't take no advice from nobody who don't create nothing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't try to tell me what I should do. Don't tell me nothing because I know how I want things to go. Now I do believe in collaborating with people who I trust and who are also creatives. I might reach out to you like, hey JB, can you just like with them shirts? I was like, hey, can you help me with this?
Yes.
But when you know what you want, you got to go after what you want because at the end of the day, it's you. It is
Yeah.
what you put out there is a representation of you.
And you know
So
what? Being comfortable with people, like-minded people,
yeah.
like-minded people, collaborating with them is such a comfort level. I can't
Mhm.
collaborate with somebody that we on two different paths.
Mhm.
You want to do it this way, you on something else. I can't collab with you. We gotta
Yeah.
have like mind, common interest, and like minded. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's something me and you have that too. So that's why I'm
Mhm.
saying it's so easy. It's so
Yeah.
organic. It's nothing's forced when we
Yeah.
collaborate.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. So in closing, if everything were to work out for you, like everything that you've been building grows and expand, who do you see, Justin? Who do you become after it's all said and done and you get to the place where your content takes off or your music, whatever it is, wherever you see yourself in the future? Who
Yeah.
is Justin after everything you have built flourishes?
I'm gonna be the same guy just with some money, man. I mean, that's people say that. Now, if it was about another probably 15, 20 years back, you talking to the old me, I'd probably be a fool out here in these streets. But
The oh, you couldn't handle it.
I probably couldn't handle it. And that's probably why I didn't make it. And I always think about that, like, man, if I would have made it when I was like 22, 23, man, I would have been a fool out here in these streets. So that's why, everything happened for a reason. So if everything happens for me in the next year or 2 or 3 or however long it takes, and everything takes off, because like I mentioned, Future Star Entertainment is a sports media, music, entertainment. All of it is
Mhm.
blended in one. So
Yeah.
I have plans for my son. He turned 16, so he's gonna be my first employee. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have him
Okay.
some, yeah, I'm gonna have him some set up something for him to do. So, and of course, Sports Talking with JB is an entity of Future Star Entertainment,
Yeah.
legally, of course. So it's all tied in together, and the company is a record label in itself, an entertainment company. So I have a lot of things. I'm always planning ahead. I'm always that guy.
Mhm.
I like to plan ahead. I don't try to give myself deadlines unless I'm working on a particular project.
Yeah.
I just say, okay, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. All right. So how am I going to do it? And then I try to structure it once I get everything down that I want to do. But I know it takes time, it takes money, it takes effort, it takes commitment, and it
Mhm.
takes support, a support system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't even want to say a support staff, because most of the time, I do a lot of stuff by myself. I may
Mhm.
have some people that support it once I get it going, but I'll start it up by myself. And then
Yeah.
a support system comes into play where you have a few people here, a few people there, and they all come together to support what you're doing. And then kind of helps it take off and get it off the ground and
Mhm.
get it out there to the people. So if I become successful, I'm going to be the same guy. I'm going to be approachable. You can hit me up. I'm going to be humble. I'm gonna just take care of what need to be taken care of, and I'm gonna have fun doing it though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
So
fun doing it, man. Yeah,
okay, all right,
absolutely.
all right. Well, I appreciate you for being my first guest on Kara Speaks the Calling series. I wasn't gonna call nobody else but you for the first
I know,
person.
I
We
know.
go way, way back, way back. And I really appreciate you coming on here, sharing your story, letting us know what you got going on. Tell the people where they can find you, what you got coming up. That's on the docket for you. Let them know.
Yeah, so right now we just finished spring football at Alabama State. So it's gonna be a little dead period here, but I'm still gonna keep it rolling. I'm gonna do player interviews, coaches interviews, still give my people some content. So if you like football, if you Alabama State or you just like football, period, come over to Sports Talking with JB, the YouTube channel. You're gonna get some content. You're gonna get live shows. You're gonna get some pre-recorded stuff. You're gonna get some reels, some shorts or whatever they call them. And then you're gonna get information. You're gonna get information on events and things of that nature coming up. So do that. Support me if you love sports. Come over to Sports Talk with JB. Preferably if you're an Alabama State fan or you just like football. Period. And also, I do have some music that's already out. Right. My artist name is Mr. ENT. That's Mista And I'm on all the platforms. I just uploaded a bunch of my old stuff back on DSPs. So you can go download and stream. Go to the YouTube channel, Mr. ENT, and I got some video content on there. And I may put out some new stuff, but I'm working with the old music that I got out because it's still good music and
That's
it needs
right.
to be heard. And you don't know, I might get back on the road, man. I need something to do this summer, so I might get back on the road, Kerah.
And you know that's the good thing. You got that music, man. It's an archive. You never know who could.
Oh, yeah.
You the thing about having older music is new people get to discover it. That's the great thing about having that. So yeah, y'all go ahead and check that out and follow him on all with your social media handles. All Sports Talking with JB, right?
Yeah, Sports Talk JB, all together
Okay.
at Sports Talk JB. That's my social media handle for the X and the IG, and then the YouTube channel, of course. You know, YouTube is where all the content is. But if you want to go to the social media and check me out, you can do that as well.
All right. That's all the time we got. I thank Justin for coming on to the show. I am Kerah Speaks. Make sure that you go to kerahspeaks.com to get my merch and my new book. Healing Cost Me Everything. I got a new book coming out maybe this summer. We'll see.
Kerah, you owe me a book.
I do owe you a book. I
paid for my book last year.
You're right. I'm gonna send it to you. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna send it to you. But yeah, make sure that y'all go and check out the book. It's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble right now. And I will see y'all next time. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and go check out the podcast. Kerah Speaks, the podcast on Apple and Spotify. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
I've been through it. Yeah, I had to grow through it. Lost pieces of me, had to find my way back. Didn't think I would make it, but I stayed. Now I'm standing different, mind waving, baby. Yeah.